a new concept in people's eyes, and we're trying to put the brand out there, trying to tell them it's actually possible to eat a duck. Even if you're Muslim, it is halal.
Mainly embata obulamu bwayo mazzi na mmere, clean water and food. Apart from the droppings being eaten by fish, we collect it as manure.
Yeah.
We collect it as manure and we use it. We produce our own feeds by that. We plant our own maize, we plant our own soya, we plant our own. We find at least we're cutting most of the cost of going to
very
market
cost
and
effective.
buying fake things.
Yeah.
So we produce our own feeds and also sell.
Welcome back to the Great Habib Smart Farm Academy, where the journey into the world of duck farming continues to unfold, revealing the gold in this remarkable venture. As we dig deeper into the agricultural marvel, Miss Namara Maureen, the manager of the farm, enlightens us about the value addition that sets this farm apart.
Yes, we also sell some manure, very expensive. A duck manure is something very precious because a duck will let out all the nutrients it has taken without much digestion. So it is very, very, very important to use duck manure than any other manure.
Okay.
Yes.
They not only raise ducks but also produce their own feeds, ensuring the highest quality for their flock. Additionally, they have a thriving pigeon population on the farm, adding to its charm and diversity. To gain deeper insights into the chain of production, we hear from an expert, Mr. Nasser Robert Nyakana, the Director of Production and Operations. He shares invaluable wisdom on how to embark on a journey into duck farming. Starting humbly with about 10 ducks is his recommendation, allowing newcomers to ease into the business. Raised structures, he emphasizes, are essential for the well-being of the ducks and efficient production. The farm's commitment to food production is a well-guarded secret to their success.
Employing over 35 staff, you're going to see a good number of faces. You've already seen 2, maybe you'll see another 20, I don't know. Right now we have Mr. Nasser. So this is quite the investment.
Yeah.
Now, if one saw this, they would probably get cold feet about starting up this. But I'm sure there's a starter pack that could be affordable for everybody else.
Yes, of course. There's a humble start for a person who wants to experiment and have the fun of it growing in numbers. And that pack normally is for about 10 ducks, just 10 ducks. We're talking of 6 to 7 females and 3 to 4 drakes, all the males. It's a very humble and good start. I'm sure that that pack has helped many people to grow from 10 to 1,000 in 1 year.
Yeah.
And I would really like to encourage such a humble beginning for you to study a lot and have a good experiment that does not hassle you in terms of input, in terms of market creation and the awareness.
Yeah.
So that one is the humble pack we always recommend for, even for students, our children. 10 ducklings is a good pack and can keep them busy for the 2-3 weeks we're going to be with our children in homes.
Yeah.
And can be raised from any small caged house nearby your balcony or even in your background, or even extended on your kitchen for the rural establishment homes. Yeah.
So I noticed your structures are raised. If I have that small starter in my compound, must I have it raised or it can be on ground?
Yeah, very good question. The issue of raising is about the sanitation. Yeah, it addresses the challenge of sanitation. You might, because a grounded structure calls for you to have litter in form of dry grass, straws, or rice hussocks as a bedding, and it calls for you to have that daily turning of the litter to allow the dropping to dry very well. and to keep away the stink.
Okay.
But for the raised structure, it helps you not to attend to that,
Yeah.
neither to buy the litter.
Yes.
It also it permits the droppings to fall
Go through.
down and dry from the ground. You only correct them as your manure in a manure bag. When they accumulate, you can use it in your flower, in your compound, at the backyard, the vegetable bags, or if you are establishing a 1 acre garden of banana or maize or soybean, that's what we are doing here. We will use our manure for the production of maize and soybean, which is the very big vital in the daily feeding of the ducks.
Now you mentioned the magic word, production. Tell us a little bit about the production chain on the farm.
Wonderful. The duck has a very long production chain, and you don't need to miss any. Because you miss one, you miss your profit. That's where the gold is. For example, take a look at the manure. One may not think that manure is important. In our production here of 50,000 ducks, we don't sell any single manure. We use that manure to produce maize on 300 acres and 200 acres of soybean. That takes us for the entire 1 year feeding. Our feeding cost is covered by that manure. So you can see the value. The other value of the production, we look at the eggs for fertilization, fertilized eggs for producing the young ones, the ducklings. It is very costly to import here and fertilize the egg. By the time you get it here, maybe it will be around like 10,000 Ugandan shillings
per egg.
Per egg. So we look at handling our egg very well and have at least 40 to 60% of the produced eggs straight forward to our hatchery. We have a 30,000 hatchery capacity where we produce our ducklings on a weekly basis. The rest 40% of the eggs will end up in the food grade for consumption. And we are running a restaurant and a garden for the duck product specialty. There you meet our product. Most of our products, as we use those eggs, produce various products for direct consumption. Then look at the meat, look at our slaughterhouse where we do the slaughtering. We don't slaughter our feet, we don't slaughter the neck, we don't slaughter the head, we don't slaughter the intestines. These intestines help us for our catfish in the background. We feed our catfish with the intestines, the commonly known as vienda, many people have been using from poultry slaughterhouses. But here we look at our intestines for our catfish. We look for the feet and the head and the other part which is not consumed for our canine section. We run a canine of about 60 dogs, different dog breeds. So the chain is continuous. So when people talk about the value of the duck, the market, the profitability, I want to bring them to the attention that it might not look at selling a duck with feather on the market. We lose a lot. Focus right away from the manure in the house up to the last product, the meat.
Up to the meat on your plate.
Where we go to do the meat value addition, then we have the sumbusa, the sausage, as you'll be seeing. So it's a long game in the duck. Yeah, and that's why I want the viewers to focus. And it's not about the thousands we are talking of. The concept of value addition starts with the little you have.
The little, yes.
I have had people obtain ducks, correct 8 to 7 eggs a day, sort 4 5 for hatching,
Yes.
the incubator, then have the 3 4 eggs, use them in producing, for example, the puffed cake,
Yes.
called mandazi. But if you add the white part of the duck egg, it becomes the puffed cake. The taste is quite different, and the value is absolutely 10 times to what one would consider to bring a whole duck egg
Yeah.
on the market. And you will still remain with the eggshell, which you still integrate in the feeds
In the feeds,
and
yes.
provide calcium. So it's all that concept we have to build to our fellow countrymen and women in the production, agriculture, to think about value addition even at a micro stage
Stage.
of a project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. So when it comes to the fact that you hatch your own ducklings, how do you separate the eggs? Those that are fertilized, those that are not, those that you will sell for table, and those that you will sell, to be hatched. How do you do this?
Yeah, very well. We really do this at a hatchery, using trained staff and using the physical features of an egg. We first look at the physical features of an egg, like the shape, the color, then the physical damages or cracks. Then we also go into what we call secondary screening of those eggs. Now using light. Yeah, we use a light to beam in the egg, and we can now focus on those nucleus, if there's a formed nuclear for the fertilized egg, or it's not fertilized. Then we look also another features inside the egg, the air space, because the air space also signifies a lot of things, depending on its size, whether it is small, medium, or big.
Yeah.
So it's a process that one need to go physically, and we have it's exposed to the people. But I would encourage the viewers, when you are starting this duck farming, you may not focus immediately on breeding. Breeding is like when you are confirmed in a region and you want to immediately become a bishop. Breeding is the last stage in production. And that's why quite a long, I think I've heard it that even in a chicken, like chicken has been here for almost 100 years or 1,000 years. But not everybody who keeps hen breed for himself.
That's true.
But we can give chance to the breeders because they're doing research every day. They are investing a lot to do the breeding. Then for the farmers, just come buy a duckling, start from there. Raise your duckling, enjoy your eggs, enjoy your meat, sell, come back and buy a duckling. Then in that process, when you are there, you start learning some of these technical, because it has actually disturbed a lot of people, because everybody enters immediately, you want to start breeding. But the question I pose to those people that even poultry, chicken, hens, not everybody breeds. There's people who have invested in breeding in both time and the setting, the structures, the inputs, and that is their sole goal. So for us to move smoothly, let's focus on acquire a duckling
and start from there.
Start from there, raise, be there 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. By 5 years, at least you will be a deacon. You will not be a bishop or a reverend, but you'll be a deacon in the industry. But don't start immediately and you want to be a bishop.
I hear you.
Yes.
Well, you had it from here. You want to get started right here. You can get the training that you need. And guys, let's leave the breeding to those that breed. Come get yourself a duckling and get started.
On the highlights of our visit is experiencing the farm to plate journey firsthand. Duck meat takes center stage, prepared in a variety of delicious forms, from mouth-watering burgers to the famous Rolex. The power of value addition is evident in every bite, showcasing the versatility and delectability of duck meat.
The biggest secret of producing this meat lies in the how cheap you produce your food.
Yeah.
Since the duck eat everything, as you can witness, we don't see any grass here.
Yeah.
So we realized that for us to grow up to 1 million duck, might be inshallah in future, we needed to go into the chain of also managing the feed production.
Yeah.
And basically that's where we best focus our energy. Also that chain of processing and having a product on the market.
Yeah.
The other biggest question people ask about the duck market and the taste, we realize that many people have no taste about the duck meat.
Yeah.
I guess you're one of them. You're going to test it for the first time.
I intend to.
Yes. And our biggest research question was always about why. Why don't you eat duck? And these were the response. I have not seen duck. I have not been exposed to duck. I ate it somewhere and it was poorly prepared and I never liked it. So we built on those 3 research questions, come and build our wellness resort with duck specialty dishes. Not only to bring close the duck, but also to allow people to have a final product which they can meet their taste and appreciate.
Looking to the future, the farm has ambitious plans on the horizon. They aim to finally open an outing place where visitors can immerse themselves in the farm experience. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of their vision is the concept of working as a family. This tight-knit community of individuals, each contributing their unique talents, has proven to be the bedrock of their success. Duck farming isn't just a business here, it's a way of life. It's a journey from quacks to riches.
So there's a very big campaign and we encourage people, whoever is going to do in this duck, be the ambassador, learn the whole chain by yourself, and you can also help your neighbor, you will help your community, you will help everybody next to you to add a value and appreciate the duck. Because the duck has its own good values, which I would love every Ugandan or an African to know. But it is not going to be appreciated if we don't process and bring it close to our people. I think quite many times you have seen us on events trying to bring a processed product close to the people. Because we have to bring it where the people is, the schools, then we encourage a lot of trainings and the farm tours and visits, but emphasizing people to test a duck. It's not about to visit and go and talk the theory of the ducks, but it's rather going back, telling the people home
what it's like.
We have tested.
Appreciate it.
We have also carried some, at least carry 2 sausage, all the sumbusa, and take them back home. That is our target. Yeah.
We've been on a roll with the unique farms, haven't we? Well, join us again next week for another exceptional episode of NTV Seeds of Gold. Don't forget to keep the comments coming in. #NTV Seeds of Gold. See you next week.